All right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Jill Bloom, Group Publisher of Roofing Contractor, and welcome to our Best of Success podcast show. As you can see, I am 100% on location in Montana, out here with Ace Roofing, and I'm with Tammy Clark. We are shooting a bunch of safety videos, but what's even more important right now is I've got Trent Cotney with me, partner with Adams and Reese. Trent, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Joe. It's good seeing you guys.
Well, this is called multitasking, right? Doesn't matter where I am. We've got to execute this legal insights, because I know you always have a lot of really incredible nuggets for everybody listening, and there's definitely some great things you need to update everybody on. What's going on?
So yeah, just wanted to get the word out on kind of what's going on, post Hurricane Helene and now Hurricane Milton. Milton hit Florida really hard.
Yeah.
I'm here in Tampa. I can tell you, if I'm not talking to you, as soon as I get done with this, I'm back out on the chainsaw. A lot of trees down, gas shortage, a lot of issues that's related to that. So, advice for
Trent, you're right there in Tampa. I mean, are you back in your house? You okay?
Yeah, we got power after 4 or 5 days. I had some external damage, but look, a lot of people are in a lot worse shape than I am, so I can't complain. Ben Briggs, who frequently goes on the road with me, his house flooded during Helene, and then it got hit again during Milton. So he's gotten it twice. But yeah, stuff for contractors to know. So first and foremost, be prepared. Recognize gas is scarce. I've heard that from a lot of contractors. It's starting to be alleviated. They've opened the ports up, and the governor is offering up to 10 gallons of free gas. This is not for gas cans; it's cars only. So there's certain locations throughout the Tampa Bay area and in Bradenton where you can get that. The other thing that contractors need to understand is that this is a state of emergency. So any work that they are doing under the new law that was passed in July, they have to provide the homeowners with a state of emergency 10-day right of cancellation. That is a required notice that has to be signed. It's an 18-point font. Happy to get that to any of our listeners if they reach out. I'm happy to send it to them. And then the other thing, obviously, to watch out for is price gouging. You have to be able to have justifications for any price increases. So, great thing is if you're doing insurance, Xactimate should identify what the prices are. But if you're doubling, tripling prices, it's guaranteed you're going to get an attorney general complaint. So avoid that. And then last thing I want to mention, Jill, is, you got Tammy present. I know safety is paramount, right? And yeah. OSHA, there is an area office here in Tampa. I've talked to some of the people over there. They are out and about, and they are very concerned with a whole host of things that are storm related. So to tick them off real quick, PPE, it's obviously a big concern because there's downed trees. So a lot of these contractors are having to cut stuff to get access. So, eye protection, hard hats, all that kind of good stuff. Flooding. Our rivers are still flooding. They've reached all-time highs. And, in those flood waters, there's all kinds of toxic chemicals, not to mention alligators. There's been a variety of reports of alligators striking, everything from trucks to equipment to you name it. So be very careful in floodwaters. It's not clean water. Contractors need to understand that if they're working in it. And then obviously just being very, very careful. There's down power lines everywhere. We still got two, down power lines in our backyard. So it is an ongoing mess, and they need to be extra careful and make sure that they're, if I'm an employer, I'm doing some toolbox talks early in the morning about job site safety during storm conditions, because it is a mess out here. There is probably 2 tons of debris just in my neighborhood. I would be shocked if it's not. There are trees blocking streets. It's crazy, and this is 5 days after it. So it's just a lot going on. I wanted to make sure that kind of got that information out there, because it is for those contractors that are coming down here. Be prepared. Have gas, have materials. Recognize in the state of Florida, you must be licensed. Even you cannot sub out to an unlicensed contractor, so you must be licensed in the state of Florida to do work.
Okay. I'm sure you're seeing an influx of contractors coming down there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm getting a lot of those questions. Doing work in Florida is a lot different than doing work in Texas or elsewhere. A lot more regulation, and you're going to start seeing a big push by the government agencies to, monitor everything from workers' comp to licensing to OSHA to you name it. So just be prepared. Tampa, Bradenton, Sarasota area. We were hit the hardest during this go around. A bunch of tornadoes throughout the state, so there's a lot of damage. It was a very powerful storm. One of the worst, I think, next to Andrew, probably one of the worst I've seen.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much for the insight and the update. It's always good to have your legal insights, your legal nuggets of insight, I should say.
Absolutely.
Anything else happening in the rest of the country that we should know about?
I think I'm getting a lot of questions about what does the regulatory landscape look like for 2025. Obviously we've talked a lot about misclassification and issues related to independent contractors. I think contractors need to be prepared regardless of who gets into office, that there's going to be changes, and the changes that I see that will happen within the first few months are going to be, if Trump gets into office, it's going to be a rollback of existing executive orders. If Kamala Harris gets in office, it will be a somewhat continuation of what the Biden administration's already done. There may be some slight changes. Either way, I'm always been a big believer, Jill, just, understand the game and then you can play it. So,
yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, Trent. We really appreciate all your insight. If anybody has any questions, how do they find you?
Sure. They can hit me up via email, trent.cotney@arlaw.com, or on social at Trent Cotney.
Awesome. And if anybody has any questions for us, it's roofingcontractor.com or wconline.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for all our free content. But just like Trent was saying, stay safe and healthy. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, Trent.
Thank you.